Alright, well, a friend of mine, I think he might have bootlegged it, told me the other day, come over to my place, I've got a brand new DVD for you to watch. And it was 2019's Clinton Road. Clinton Road is a real road in New Jersey that is believed to be haunted. So Clinton Road, the movie, is a movie about a haunted road in New Jersey that a group of people go to in order to conduct a seance and find out what the heck happened to one of their friends. So what you have here is one of those movies where you got a bunch of people running through the woods and spooky stuff happening. Now, this is not, for what it is, a bad movie. It is not, for what it is, a terrific movie. I was reasonably entertained. There were strange visuals, monsters, moments of tension, and all around, this movie, for being kind of a low-budget thing, was satisfying. I mean, I would tell these people to watch my review of your movie and think about what I say, because you got a lot of talent there. Really, there was a lot of talent in this movie, but the problem was, well, the script could have had a little more explanation. It was not terribly satisfying in that regard, and leaving me wanting more is not a bad thing. So, I would have tweaked the script a little to give a little more explanation. I would have had the seance character perhaps giving me the names, dates maybe, and reasons for the hauntings, because there were several of them. But kind of the biggest problem was that these characters were hard to distinguish from one another. And, you know, you have a low-light movie to begin with, and low-light movies make distinguishment hard. So, you know, that's an issue. And then you've got a bunch of characters which have similar builds, and their names aren't terribly distinct, and there's a large enough number of them to be kill fodder. So they're running around the woods, and I'm going, wait, is that Whoosie's girlfriend? I mean, you know, I couldn't follow the story because I couldn't follow the characters because they were too similar. In this particular movie, it's like, look, you know, you got 2001, for example, was a great movie for distinguishing characters because you got a bunch of, you know, guys all running around in a spaceship. You can't remember who's who, so they give them different colored spacesuits to distinguish that. You would notice that Ghostbusters, the cartoon, gives each one of its characters a different colored suit in order to distinguish who's who. In the movie, that's not as necessary because they're far different characters. But in the cartoon, where you can't put as much detail in, it's far harder, so that's what you do. In this movie, it's like, look, you need to create characters that are far more distinct in order to hold up in this setting. And I mean, if it were me, I would have, okay, each one of you is going to have some kind of a different light. Whether it's like, this is the dude that's always got his cell phone, this is super prepared dude who's got a lantern on him, this is the dude that borrowed the LED flashlight from the dude with the lantern, and then give them each very distinctive clothing. Each one has sort of a theme color which they work on. You know, like one of them is totally 80s, and one of them is maybe kind of more of a 70s denim, or whatever have you. But give the characters distinction. Huge distinction, so that I know who is who. And, I mean, I think if you had done that, this would have been a pretty, not a terrifying movie. It would work better as kind of a horror comedy. I mean, There's a scene where the dude's doing his seance thing, and the chick jumps on him, his girlfriend jumps on him, and, takes her clothes off, and they bang. And it's like, scene contains a lap dance. CinemaSins would approve. But, look, Clinton Road, if you see it on a streaming service, it's a serviceable horror movie. It's not terrible. To me, it was actually far better than Flesh Blanket, which I also reviewed recently. It was not as good as the theatrical release of Crawl. It was not as well done as the horror film from a few years ago, The Forest. But I mean, it's just right in there as a sort of direct-to-video, if that's what it was, low-budget horror film. And I mean, if you enjoy these kind of indie films, this is a film for you. And if you don't enjoy indie films, well, it's not. Okay? That's my opinion. Love to hear yours. Comments below. I'm Richard. Hello, folks. I'm Fred the Facehugger, reminding you to like and comment on this video. Subscribe if you haven't already, because if you don't, Random Street Theater might not be around forever. And for every 1,000 subscribers, we're going to take a pound of trash out of the ocean. We don't have that many yet. So, get subscribing. Tell your friends, or I facehug you. Mwah!